Hello and welcome to IBTimes TV. I'm Leanna Brinder, Business Editor for the International Business Times. Joining me now is Frances Barron. She's the Managing Director at the Dessert Depot. So hi, thanks for joining us today.
Hi.
So first of all, give us a bit of background about the business and of course operations.
Yeah, the business was established in 2003 in Ayr. Prior to that, I actually worked for electronic companies, global electronic companies, and I gave it up in 2003 to start complete career change, to start the bakery. So it's been established since 2003. It's family owned. We have 19 employees. Our products are shipped across the UK. If you're in a coffee shop, whether it's in a garden centre, whether it's in a visitor centre, it's quite possible that you'll come across some of our products. In 2011, we started the Handmade Cheesecake Company, which is the second wing to our bow, and we ship cheesecakes right across the UK to people's homes. We sell them at pop-up shops and major shopping centres, so we have a very vibrant, growing business down in Ayr, which is southwest of Glasgow, about 30 miles.
You are a testament to the Scottish industry, and obviously as a self-made person. So how are you going to vote in the referendum and why?
Yeah, I'm voting yes because I think it's the fundamental right of a country to govern itself, and also for democracy. This country is ruled by a parliament 500 miles away, and the powers that we currently have, the devolved powers, are fairly limited in terms of what we can do to make major change. In terms of the bigger picture, what I actually found when I was researching was the amount of poverty we had in our country. The food banks that have sprung up for a wealthy country. The UK is actually the 17th wealthiest country in the developed world, but it's also the 4th most unequal country. And that made me stop and think, wait a minute here, you know, here we have Scotland, we have a devolved parliament, they have very little tax raising powers. There must be something here that is wrong. So what I've found out over the 2 years has been absolutely astounding. You know, I found out Scotland, for the size of the country, it's got 32% of the landmass of the UK, it's got 95% of the gas, the oil, 62% of the gas output, and it's, in terms of renewables, it's got 25% of the total European requirements, which we have 1% of the population. So looking at the bigger picture, for me it's a no-brainer. I came to the conclusion very, very quickly that I would be voting yes. I think if you had asked me 2 years before this process, I would have probably said yes, I'll vote from here, from the heart. But on the 18th of September, I personally will be voting from here and then from here.
Do you feel though, when it comes to some of the nitty-gritty details about the currency, about EU membership, do you think there's been enough clarity over what would happen if Scotland did become independent? Because obviously the Scottish government are saying one thing, and then of course the politicians from all the other parties are saying another.
I don't think there has been a tremendous amount of clarity. I think that's because up until the referendum and the vote has taken place, and until the negotiations actually start, we don't really know. But what we actually do know is that Scotland is already a member of the European Union via the UK. We tick every box for membership of the UK. And in the situation that we're in, I believe it's unprecedented. And after the referendum, for a European perspective, I certainly believe there will be no way that we'll get kicked out because we're too strategically important. We have a big trading relationship with the rest of Europe between our fisheries, agricultural, whisky. So in terms of clarity, to answer your question, I don't think there has been, because the Westminster government are not coming forward to negotiate or discuss anything until obviously the vote has taken place. From the point of view of currency, I don't for 1 minute believe that there won't be a currency union or that we won't use pound. I just don't believe the scaremongering. The balance of trade in the UK from the UK Treasury, if you take our oil and gas receipts from that, it'll really swing things in terms of it will upset the balance of trade payments. And a currency union is certainly everything I've read. I'm not a politician and haven't been involved in politics at all up till this, but everything I have read would lead me to believe that it's the best way forward. And other countries like Ireland, when they gained independence from the UK, were in a currency union with the rest of the UK for a number of years, and it worked perfectly. So I don't have any reservations about currency at all.
What would happen if Scotland didn't become independent, but it got granted a lot more devolved powers in the sense of more control over income taxation and pensions and social security? Would that be enough, or would you want to see a complete divide?
No, I don't think it would be enough, because we still don't have control over our full economic levers to make the right decisions for this country with the legislative levers to go. The powers that they're actually talking about are pretty small, and it's a case of they will take away, give with one hand and take away with the other. But on the train coming up here, I did read that there's some Tory MPs in England are basically saying that they are not happy that the PM and the rest of these politicians are coming out and promising these new powers, because they actually need to pass through Parliament and possibly the House of Lords, I don't know. But there is certainly some rumblings in the background that it won't be an easy passage. But in terms of what they're offering, it's like jam tomorrow. In 1979, when we had a vote for devolution, we were promised if we voted no, that we would get more powers and there would be another vote and things would change. And it took 18 years for us to actually get another chance of it in 1997. And then, of course, the scaremongering started wholesale, as it did in 1979 and then 1997, and nothing has come to pass. Everything they said, there has nothing came to pass. What has came to pass in 1979, they said that if we vote yes, it will hurt, it will decimate our industry, like Bathgate, it will produce cars, shipbuilding. You know, and we voted no. Well, actually, we never voted no. We actually voted yes, but because of the way the vote was set up, within about 3 years, those industries were all gone. So we voted no, and that's what's happened. So I really don't think that there's any choice for our country other than to vote yes on the 18th.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And that was Frances Barron, the Managing Director of the Dessert Depot.